Welcome to Adapt Learning. If you have not already done so, please navigate a web browser to www.adaptlearning.org. In this video, I will explain to you how to download Adapt Learning. This process may take you a while. It could take up to 45 minutes. So please allow some time for you to be able to download Adapt Learning. Alright, so here on this website, there are many things that you can do here. You can view some demos. You can go and look at forums. You can read about who created Adapt Learning. You can look at their showcase. There's resources, there's downloads. They even have a blog. To get started, we're actually just going to click this button over here that says Get Started. So, Get Started takes us to a page about downloading and which one we would like to download. So it asks two kind of questions. It asks, are you a creator or are you a developer? A creator is one who wants to create the e-learning courses and they don't have any programming experience. They also want to stay within their budget because it's free. And they want it to be available to other devices. If you are a developer, then you probably are very familiar with code and you are willing to contribute more. Since I don't know a lot about coding and programming, I'm going to stick with the creator idea. And so I'm going to go down here to download the Adapt authoring tool. The authoring tool is what will allow us to create a free website or a free course without having to know code. So I'll go ahead and click on that. So that takes me to this downloading page where I get to decide which way I would like to download. There are 4 different options. There's a Vagrant install instructions, there's server install instructions, you can do a direct zip download, and you can go to GitHub to help you download more things. The dummy version is the Vagrant install instructions. These other ones are a little bit more intense and will probably expect you to know a little bit more about command prompt windows or command line windows. So I'm going to go with the Vagrant install instructions to make it a little easier on myself. So I'll click on that button. Alright, so it brings me to this page which tells me step by step what I need to do. So I'll scroll down. The first thing I need to do is I need to install Vagrant. Every link on this page will take you to the new page within the same window. So I like to right click and open each of them in a new tab so that it's separate. So it's loading my Vagrant one now. So to install Vagrant, I need to go to my Vagrant's download page, and then I choose the system that I have. I have a Windows system, so I go ahead and click on that and I follow the install instructions. Since I have already installed this program, I'm not going to do that, but go ahead and take a minute to install Vagrant. Okay, when you have made it through the installation process for Vagrant, they want you to make sure that it was installed properly because apparently sometimes it goes a little bit wrong. So to make sure it was installed properly, then we need to go to our command prompt screen. So if you are not familiar with the command prompt screen, it is the screen that is black in the back and it has white text in the front. And on this screen you have the opportunity to pretend like you're a coder. So I'm going to access this screen by going down to my search bar, and I'll just type in command prompt. And when I get this far, then it shows up here. I also want to open it as an administrator. That will be useful for later. So I'm going to right click on it and ask it to run as an administrator. My computer asks me if I'm okay with that, and so I say yes. Alright, so now that I am in here, this is my command prompt window. To make sure Vagrant is running correctly, I'm going to type in path in capital letters and hit enter. So I get all of this data here, and it's telling me a bunch of things that are running currently. And if you notice down here, it says Vagrant, and that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to say Vagrant to know that Vagrant is running correctly. So since it does say that, then I'm good to go, and I can move on to the next part. All right, so the next part is to install VirtualBox. So I'm going to go ahead and open that in a new tab. So to download the VirtualBox, I go here. I don't need it to have the extension pack. I just need the normal pack. So I pick Windows Host because I'm running a Windows. If you have a different kind of operating system, you're welcome to choose a different one. But go ahead and download that one. This one's pretty slick. It didn't take too much time for me. All right, as soon as you have that one in, you don't have to open it for anything. So if it asks you, do you want me to open? Do you want me to add a shortcut for you? Then I unchecked all those boxes because Vagrant accesses VirtualBox and you never have to access it. It's just something there so that Vagrant can pick up on it and use it. Okay, the last thing to download is the files for Adapt Learning. So they keep these on the GitHub repository. So you can open that one up. And the GitHub repository, they keep all the files, so when the developers come up with new things, then they will include more files in here that more people will be able to then continue with. So to download these files, you go over here to this green button, Clone or Download, and click on it. And then you come down here to download zip. So I will download that zip. You can see it downloading down here. Once it is all the way through, I'm going to click on that so it will open up. It comes automatically into my downloading folder. So these are all the downloads that I've had. You can see over here that it comes from the downloads. And that is where it goes. Now, for the next step, we are really going to want it to be just in the C drive so that we don't have to figure out how to navigate to the downloading folder. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to drop it into my operating system C drive. And I'll just put it over on top, hover it over, and then I'll put it in there. Now I've actually already done this, so I'm going to stop it. As you can see, I have Adapt Authoring Master right there already. But go ahead and drop yours in so that it enters right there. All right, so now that you have that done, it is time to get Vagrant up and running. So Vagrant, unfortunately, does not have a button that you can just click on your desktop to open it up, but it does have the command prompt window. So what we are going to do in the command prompt window is we are going to change directories to the Adapt Authoring directory, and then we are going to tell it to start up Vagrant. All right, so navigate back to your command prompt window. So here I am. This is my command prompt window. I haven't done anything since I left it. And what I need to do is I need to change directories. So to change directories in your command prompt window, you type cd for change directories, and then you type this slash. I don't remember which slash is which, but you type that one. It's on the bottom of your keyboard. And then you hit enter. Now when you hit enter, you should get this C drive looking thing, and then it's saying, okay, what directory do you want me to go to? So again, I'm going to put cd for change directories, and then I'm going to do space, and I will type in adapt _authoring, and then master. I type it just the same way that it was when I put it into my C drive. So adapt _authoring -master. That's how I put it. Once I have that, I can now hit enter. So now I have my computer speaking directly to that directory. Okay, so now that it's in there and I've changed my directory, I can type in Vagrant up. And this is telling it to start running Vagrant. And I hit enter. When I hit enter, it may take a second, but it will start thinking about that and it will start adding some lines of code. This is the part that might take a while. It can take up to 30 minutes. I made dinner while it was doing it one day. And so it will just keep on going and it'll add all kinds of stuff until it gets to this part. So this is what you are looking for. Because I've done this multiple times before, it doesn't take as long the second time or the third time. The first time it is going to take a few minutes. If for whatever reason it doesn't work, then go ahead and close your command prompt and restart your computer and then go back to your command prompt and start that process over again. Okay, so now that I have all of it working, I can now enter to Vagrant. So I know it's working now because it has adapt authoring tool is running on, and then it has this local host. It tells me my username and it tells me my password. And that's how I know it's running. Again, it's down here. They tell you this is what it is supposed to look like. So once that happens, I can now click on this link, or I can enter that into my bar up here to navigate that way. I'm just going to click on it right there. And it takes me, well, it took me directly here because I was already signed in. I forgot to log out last time. But it should take you to this screen. On this screen, just type in admin, admin, spell it correctly, and password, and log in with that. And it will log you in to Adapt Learning. Every time you log in, it will be the same exact login with admin and password. You can change your password, but this is specific to your server, and so it probably won't change much of anything. All right, and that is how to download Adapt Learning.